In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
即係太初嗰陣時啦，咁樣上帝咧就做咗呢個天啦同埋地啦。
And everything was just darkness. It was like a chaotic mass of darkness.
咁咧，但係當時咧就黑掹掹嘅喎，咁咧就好混亂嘅喎。
And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light.
咁咧，上帝咧就話咧就要有光，咁跟住就有光啦。
Now, if you had been there in that darkness in the very beginning, you'd never known anything else, and all of a sudden you heard a verse, a voice, "Let there be light," and there was light. What would your reaction be?
咁如果咧我哋有機會咧，就係喺未有光之前嗰段時間，我哋已經喺度噶啦。咁我哋乜嘢睇唔到喎之前，咁突然間聽到一個聲音，上帝就話要有光，咁跟住就有光啦。咁如果我哋係喺當時嘅情況嘅時候，我哋會有啲咩反應咧？
Step by step, day by day, there were new miracles and new things that were appearing that we had never seen before.
喺嗰個創造萬物嘅嗰幾日當中咧，係我哋好似咧係見到一步一步有好多嘅嘢嘅更新嘅嗰個感覺會係點咧？
All of a sudden, out of a mass of oceanic waters, there rose an island and there rose mountains.
咁咧可能咧，我哋如果我哋係想像一下，我哋見到喺個海洋之中就會升起一啲陸地，升起一啲崇山峻嶺啊！
All that bare ground was really amazing at that time because we'd never seen anything like that before.
突然間咧，本嚟從冇，突然間就變成有嗰啲土地係當時係乜嘢都冇嘅，但係突然間呢啲嘢突然間就變成有啦，我哋會有啲咩感覺咧？
The voice spoke again.
再聽到啲聲音。
Those brown hills and plains were all of a sudden covered with green. And trees that had fruit of various colors and shapes and flavors.
當我哋再聽到聲音嘅時候咧，就發覺咧，本嚟係乜嘢荒蕪嘅陸地咧，佢突然間咧會長出樹啦，好多綠色嘅嘢啦，有好多果子啦，本嚟從來都冇嘅嘢就都喺度生長啦。
Wow! Awesome!
好奇妙神奇。
A miracle!
一個奇蹟嚟㗎。
But then all of a sudden, there were birds flying in the air, and they were singing as we could hear them, and there were fish over here in the lake, the river.
咁突然間咧，我哋聽到有啲唱歌聲，原來啲雀仔喺個天空度飛喎，跟住海裏邊咧又有啲魚喺度游下游下喎。
And then all of a sudden, there's an elephant and a cat and chickens and all kinds of other animals all around us there.
跟住咧，我哋見到好多動物喎，大笨象喎，有雞喎，仲有其他嗰啲動物咧，都喺我哋眼中嚟到再出現啦。
And then all of a sudden, we see something happening on the ground.
陣間我哋見到個地嗰度又有啲嘢發生喎。
And we see a shape that is taking form.
我哋見到啲嘢成形喎。
And all of a sudden, out of that shape, there comes life. And a man stands up before us.
咁原來咧有啲咩成形咧？原來係有啲生命，原來跟住就有一個人咧喺度成咗形喎。
What an awesome and wonderful 6 days that would be experienced as God created the universe and everything therein.
當我哋咧去想像咧，上帝咧去創造萬物嗰6日嘅時候咧，真係哇威榮啊，好神奇啊！我哋只可以會有呢啲咁嘅感覺。
6 days. And the earth was full of all kinds of life.
只係6日嘅時間，但係大地咧就變成再不一樣啦。
On the first day that the fruit tree was made, we could go and pick the fruit off of it and we could enjoy the sweetness and the wonder of the flavors.
當做樹做果嗰日，做完之後咧，嗰啲樹長滿嘅果子之後咧，啲人咧就可以去採摘嚟到食啦，發覺好甜美啊！
And the man lay down, went to sleep.
跟住嗰人咧就瞓低啦，瞓覺啦。
And all of a sudden we see that God has taken a part of that man and made a woman.
跟住咧，我哋發覺咧，上帝咧就喺嗰個男人嘅一部分咧攞出嚟，跟住再做咗個女人啦。
Wow, it's complete.
完成咯喎。
Everything is as God planned and wanted it.
所有嘢都係根據上帝嘅旨意去成就嘅。
There's no way to explain it other than the fact that an Almighty performed a miracle before our eyes and we could see all of those things come into being.
喺上帝去創造呢啲世界嘅時候咧，其實咧當中咧仲未有人出現嘅時候咧，佢已經去創造呢啲咁完整嘅嘢啦。
6 days.
就係6日嘅時間。
And as we go to Revelation chapter 6, we're going to see 6 seals that are opened up in an equally awesome and amazing kind of a way to see things taking place before our eyes that we would not have imagined.
今日咧我哋會睇啟示錄第6章啊。咁第6章裏邊咧係講印啊。我哋首先第6章咧就會講6個印啊。
And so as we've stood in awe at seeing God's creation, may we stand in awe and wonder at seeing how each seal is broken and the book is opened up to a new chapter, seeing the marvelous and wonderful things that are going to take place there.
當我哋咧去思想啊，上帝咧創造宇宙呢6日嘅時候，我哋再比較咧，我哋今日要睇啟示錄呢6個印，佢點樣逐個印嘅打開，我哋咧睇到上帝嘅奇妙咧，我哋只可以企喺度咧，真係好讚歎咁樣。
I watched as the Lamb opened the first of the 7 seals. Then I heard one of the 4 living creatures saying aloud in a voice like thunder, "Come!"
啟示錄6章1節，我看見羔羊揭開7印中第1印嘅時候，就聽見4活物中的一個活物聲音如雷說：你來。
I looked, and there before me was a white horse. Its rider held a bow, and he was given a crown, and he rode out as a conqueror bent on conquest.
我就觀看見有一匹白馬，騎在馬上的拿着弓，並有冠冕賜給他，他便出來，勝了又要勝。
Now, before we think about what was revealed to us in the opening of that first seal, we need to think about a couple of things.
首先咧，我哋可能要思想第一個印咧，其實係咩意義咧？我哋可以佢揭開咗啲咩俾我哋睇咧？咁其實我哋可以去諗其他嘅嘢。
What is the significance of the seal?
究竟呢啲咁嘅印係有啲咩意義，象徵啲咩咧？
The book before them was not actually a book, it was a scroll. And you could open it up, you could unwind the scroll.
咁咧，其實講緊嘅咧就唔係好似我而家呢啲書啦。咁佢嗰啲卷好似以前嗰啲書係一個卷咁樣嘅，就係打開佢啦，碌開佢一卷咁樣書嘅。
Each section of that was sealed. It could not be read, it could not be opened.
但係講緊咧呢啲書卷咧，佢開頭咧係封實嘅，佢唔係俾人睇嘅。但喺呢個情況之下，佢就展開嘅。
The seal is that which hides or conceals something from us that we would not know what was there.
嗰個印咧就係話你要鎖住一啲嘢，你唔好展開俾人睇先。某個程度去到某啲時間，你先至展開嘅。
The breaking or the opening of the seal would be saying, now we can know. Now we can understand.
咁呢度話揭開嗰啲印逐個揭開嘅時候咧，就係話有啲秘密嘅嘢咧，佢而家要展開啦。咁你睇到之後，你就可以明白，你知道咩事啊
Now we can stand in awe at what is going to be revealed, and we can consider how it makes a difference in our lives.
當我哋睇到咧一啲展開嘅嘢咧，哇！我哋覺得哇無限嘅歸榮讚歎嘅時候咧，呢樣嘢係可以改變我哋嘅生命，影響我哋點樣去過以後我哋嘅日子。
Now, the first 4 of these 6 seals reveal to us horses and a rider.
首2個印咧就展開嘅時候咧，我哋睇到有馬啦，同埋有嗰個騎士啊，個馬上面有騎士。
Now, what is the significance of a horse? Why a horse?
咁其實馬係象徵啲咩咧？點解係馬咧？
Oh, there's all kinds of Old Testament background that we might consider in terms of the meaning of a horse.
如果咧我哋去對照舊約咧，好多地方咧啲提及馬咧，甚至乎我哋可以解釋下個馬係代表啲咩？
A horse represents military power.
馬咧係可以係代表咧啲軍事嘅力量。
The kings of Israel sought to have more and more horses, buying them often from Egypt, and that would represent a greater power that they could have as they went into battles with their horses and their chariots.
You mean in the Exodus?
No, throughout the Old Testament.
OK， 咁咧喺舊約裏邊咧，我哋常常都見到咧，即係以色列嗰啲君王咧，佢哋咧即係有好多馬匹嘅時候咧，就係代表佢哋有嗰個軍事嗰個能力啦。
And so, when we think about the horses and the chariots, those who had more, those who had them were usually going to be the victors in a battle that was being fought.
因為咧喺舊約時代嗰啲打仗爭戰之中咧，你咧係需要啲馬匹同埋戰車嘅，咁呢啲係代表咧呢個係得勝，你要去贏一場仗係需要嘅嘢。
When they were getting ready to go into the promised land, God told them that the kings that they would have before them must not collect more and more horses, because they would depend upon their own power rather than the power of God.
咁咧喺舊約咧記載以色列人咧，佢哋進入應許之地嘅時候咧，上帝咧係唔容許佢哋咧去再增添咁多嘅馬匹，因為咧佢咧希望咧呢啲人咧係懂得去依靠神去勝過佢哋爭戰。
God's people were to be a people dependent on Him, not upon their resources or their power in a worldly kind of a way.
如果以色列人係神嘅子民嘅話，佢係要同其他嘅國家嗰啲人係唔同嘅，因為其他國家嘅人咧依靠嘅咧係可能係世俗嘅嘢，但係神嘅子民係需要依靠上帝。
In prophecy, horses were also used in the books, the Old Testament books, especially Zechariah.
喺咧先知書咧撒迦利亞書裏邊咧有咁樣記載。
And those horses represented messengers or spirits from God that were coming out into the whole world to accomplish the purpose and the will of God.
咁咧喺嗰啲先知書咧裏邊咧有咧用馬咧嚟到代表咧係上帝嘅一啲使者嚟到派去呢個世界度咧，將一啲信息去傳俾一啲人嘅。
Okay, so with the horse, we've got the picture of power. We've got the picture of overcoming victory in battle.
咁咧，如果我哋所以咧呢個馬咧俾我哋嗰個印象咧意義咧就係我哋可以想起一啲爭戰打仗裏邊咧係得勝嘅係靠住呢啲嘅能力力量係得勝嘅。
And so through the 7 seals that are being opened, 6 in this chapter, we have a picture of the revelation of God's coming and how God is going to be the ultimate victor.
咁咧我哋而家睇啟示錄嘅第6章咧，就係首先講6個印啦。咁呢啲印咧都會打開嘅時候咧，俾我哋睇到咧，上帝點樣係利用一個一個印咧，點樣咧嚟到去得勝喺戰爭裏邊得勝。
Now, when the Lamb of God, when Jesus Christ opened that first seal, they see coming out at the call of God, the call of the living creature in heaven, a white horse with a rider.
咁咧，我哋咧睇到咧第6章1節咧就話揭開呢7個印咧嗰個咧就係羔羊，就係主耶穌啦。咁然後咧4活物咧就會講啦，就話你來，即係叫啲馬嗰啲嘢嚟啦。